Welcome back everyone again. Today I am going to talk about what is internet and what is client server architecture and how the server architecture works. And apart from that I will also talk about what is public network and what is private network and how the DNS works. So you already know that in the today world without internet nothing is working, so it is a day-to-day part of our life that we need or human needs internet because what it does is that like internet helps us to like there are two computers. There are two computers. How will they communicate? They will communicate with each other through the internet. So this is how the internet is required. So there are two multiple computers are there, computer A and computer B. So this particular computers communicate through the internet, so that's why we need internet. And they also use some standard protocols like transmission control protocol and internet protocol. So what it does that internet protocol checks the security that it has reached to the particular server or not, and the transmission control protocol checks whether there is no loss of data packets while serving the data. So this is all about the internet. Why do we need internet and what is the use of internet? So we move ahead with the client server architecture. So here we can see here that here there are four clients are there: C1, C2, C3 and C4, and one server is there. How the client server architecture happens that like here you can see that the client request to the particular server and the server responds to the particular client. So how this works is that like I should take an example like you have written like google.com. So this is the request from the client side that it has requested for google.com. So what happened is that there is a one DNS is there, domain name system. What it does is that when you search about when the client request about this google.com, so what it does that the DNS main role is that it maps a or returns an IP address. So of a particular server, so that it matches to the particular server like google.com it has searched, so it will return the IP addresses of the Google server. So what happened that whatever the data that are being requested from the server will go back to the client in the form of response. So when the client requests the data requested google.com, then the server here will check all the things that are being available. Sometimes it will ask to the DB that whatever the data is being there. So this is how the client server architecture happens. The client request from the server and server sometimes will take from the DB or whatever the data he has stored, because in the server all the data are being stored and it is sent to the client in the form of response. Like when I will show you through an live example, like I have written google.com. So what happened is that it has what happened that the browser send the request to the server. So the DNS returns an IP address to us. So based on that IP address, what the server has does is that it has respond me with a website like google.com. Google.com. So you can see here the interface. So this is how the client server architecture happen. So there is one network type also, networking type also, that there is public network and private network. Like a public network is the network like internet. What you call is that internet. Like example, opening Google. Many user can parallelly access the google.com. So it can be used only through the internet. So internet becomes here the public network part. So there is one private network is also there. So private network is like your home Wi-Fi, like your home Wi-Fi or office organization or school or company Wi-Fi. So this is the home Wi-Fi, like because only you can access from the particular route the internet you want. All the unauthorized access member cannot access the home Wi-Fi router or the internet. So this comes under the private network, home Wi-Fi, and public network is the like opening Google through the internet. So you can see here the browser part, how the browser happens. Like client does the HTTP request through the HTTP hypertext transfer protocol. Then it hits the server. Then the server returns the response in the form of HTTP. Like it will give you in the form of like it will return like the HTML, CSS or JS files and to the client. So this is how the internet works and the client server architecture works. Now I will write some commands here through, so you can see here like this is, wait for a second, I will connect it and show you. So I am writing a ping google.com. What it does is that it is like a diagnostic system where it will see that how many packets were sent, how many packets were received, and how many packets were lost. So this is how you can check for a particular server like google.com. So this is whole is DNS, like Google is the domain and .com is the top level domain. And one more command is there. So it will give us the tracing route from where or how much hops we are taking. Like here 7 ms, 2 ms, this particular signal. In this particular, it has not mentioned that request timeout. It doesn't mean that it is failed. It is showing that it is not available. So this is the way how you can see the internet works and the client server architecture works and how the data is being respond from the server to the client. Hope you have enjoyed this video. I have made sure you have understood the topic. So thank you very much.